Hello, and welcome back to Bricks and Bikes, the show where we talk about bricks and sometimes we ride bikes. Today's show is brought to you by ghost alligators. Because what's scarier than an alligator? A ghost alligator. It's got creepy red eyes and it's going to bite you. Now, my guest today is Eric Ronning. Eric,
Hello.
I have known you a surprisingly long time. It's a little bit scary now looking at the calendar. Can you tell us what are your fondest memories of Lego as a kid?
Well, as with a lot of people, I started off with Legos at a pretty young age with simpler sets, and there was the generations with like the robots or the pirates. And I remember when Star Wars Episode One came out, and they had a series of Pod Racer Lego sets that came out, and it was kind of a step up to really build those things because they had supports or struts that would hold the engines in place, and then you really had to be kind of delicate with them after you had built them when playing with them, or else they'd kind of the engines would go this way or that way. But yeah, I mean, just all different kinds of sets throughout the years, and then mixing and matching. You can always add your pirate guy to your robot set, and no one says no. Who's going to tell you no?
The Pod Racer, just that design is really not a very like strength oriented physical design of a vehicle.
No, I'd say it's not something that's really lends itself to being built out of Legos. The engines, if they're just held together by like cables and some kind of a power coupling in the front.
Right.
And so they had like a, light colored Lego T that you would build that would hold the engines together to the actual pod itself.
That's right, yeah, because they'd have to support them somehow, but
They still had to be supported.
Man, those were, in my humble opinion, the best part of Episode One.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, the pod race itself and everything surrounding it was the highlight of the movie.
I'm sure I spent 10 times as much time playing Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer than I did
Oh yeah.
almost anything else.
Oh yeah.
Did it to Episode 1.
It was all about the Neva key.
was that one of the pilots? I don't remember.
He was one of the pilots, and his was the only pod racer where the engines were actually like fixed to the side of his pod. So when you were playing the game and you would turn the corners, other ones the engines would kind of flex and they might go a little bit weird. But his were always rigid with the vehicle, so you could steer a little better. I felt.
That makes sense.
I liked that.
It was a good game. All right, but you're not here to listen to us talk about old video games. You're here for Lego judging. So let's get to the contest. I'm going to share my screen here. If you're joining us for the first time, here's the way scoring works. Every Sunday in the competition, I announce a theme. Then you've got the week until Friday to build a Lego set following that theme wherever it takes you. Doesn't even have to be all Lego. You can mix and match whatever you want. You can finger paint. Just have fun with it. Then at the end, I and a guest judge will score your designs on originality, creativity, and story. So originality, is it something unexpected? Creativity or style is like how well did you use color and composition? And story is one of the trickiest ones. It's when I look at it, do I see a story unfolding? Do I see something happening? So we give scores based on those, and we announce a winner each week. Then at the end of the competition, we'll announce separate winners in each age category. This week's themes, for kids, the theme is warm and fuzzy. And for grown-ups, the theme was, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So let's get started. Our first entry this week is Pepper, age 5. Pepper has the homeless pet shop. The two pets don't have anywhere to go, so the girl is taking care of them in the woods.
Oh, that's so sweet.
This just
immediately...
Oh,
There's like I don't know, is it like a doggy table or a doggy bakery over there on the side? Looks like pies?
I think so. It's just like a bunch of dog snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, her title doesn't say anything about it, but it looks like. Oh, there's even like there's a little paw print on one of the pieces of food. What
I
is
think so. Yeah, it's like a paw print pie.
that? That's awesome.
That's a unique block right there.
I have never seen that before. Pepper, I don't know where you got that, but it's awesome. And it's so there's like a little chihuahua or a cat maybe with a flower on its head. And then I think maybe this puppy's getting a bath.
Yeah, I see the cup. Either it's getting a bath or it's about to get a big old scoop of food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This one just warms my heart. This is like a perfect example of working a story into the idea of warm and fuzzy.
I
'Cause
like that you there's structure on the side that gives you the semblance of it being, some kind of a home or an abode, but there's
Mhm.
also definitely the woods on the other side with just little green bits here and there wherever they might be.
Yeah, you could imagine plopping this down in a larger wooden landscape, and it would feel right at home. All right, so now we're gonna put in our scores, and we don't read off the scores. We'll just keep track of them, and then I will read off the winner at the end of today.
Which one is Pepper?
I'm sorry, I just added a row for Pepper at the bottom. I don't think she had competed yet.
Perfect.
A bunch of people we see today will be prior contestants. All right, do we have scores locked in?
I think so.
I wish I had a big button that I could push to dramatically lock them in, but for now we'll just say they're locked in. Oh man, that'd be cool if we had like a canister we could put the scores in and like send them up, and then they would pop down on your side like 2 seconds later.
Or what's that show where there's the judges in the chairs and they push their button and then they turn around all dramatically?
Is that the X Factor?
It's a singing one. I know they sing, and if the singing judges like you, they push their button and they turn around.
Isn't that basically the theory of the Gong Show also? Like the opposite?
Does that one come with a gong?
I think that's honestly all I know about it. Because I think if you were bad, they would hit the gong and then like try to overwhelm your voice with gonging. Now we've got Gwen, age 8. The Cozy Bear House for Humans. It is also secret.
It is also secret. It does seem like it could be like some kind of a secret, almost secret layer, but not quite, where, from a lot of angles, you would maybe just think of it as a structure of some kind, or rocks maybe. But
Mhm.
then once the eyes come into focus, then it's like, oh, it's something more.
Right. Yeah, because the silhouette, if you were walking behind it, you'd think like, oh, it's just a pile of rocks. They look sort of cozy, but they're still just rocks. I really appreciate Gwen's use of this. I can't tell if this is I think it's a gray piece with a little bar that's connected on here to make a moving mouth.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely some technical Lego execution happening here.
Yeah, anytime you have something that's not at a right angle with Legos,
Yeah.
it's a win.
I
like the asymmetry of it too. Because like on the one side, there's a horizontal, and on the other side there's vertical.
Which does kind of give you the idea of fur or hair, where it's not necessarily all pointed the same direction. It's flowing a little bit.
I'm trying to see, is that like a flower in its mouth?
I think so. So I can't tell if it's about to eat a snack or. Now, I'm also not sure if this is alive. It's a house for humans, which makes me think it's not actually like a literal
Not
bear.
actually a living animal that you go inside of.
I'm just getting a lot of life from it, so I'm feeling a little bit like it's got a lot of energy to it. But maybe this mouth is like a secret door. You can touch the flower,
Yeah,
it opens up.
that could be that's your secret entrance to the cozy house.
That'd be cool. Be a good place to nap. All right, put the scores in. Gwen does have a row. I think if I highlight it, it shows up for you.
It does. It does.
Cool. All right.
Perfect.
Now we have Evan, age 7. This is a warm and fuzzy bed. The green is the blankets, and the red is a pillow.
I definitely see the bed.
So, like execution-wise, I totally see bed. No question there. This is a very literal take versus the kind of figurative, more abstract interpretation of warm and fuzzy we saw from our previous entries.
I mean, I definitely always thought of my bed as a warm, fuzzy place when I was younger.
Right. And the photography puts it on a carpet, which also has the same kind of communicates the same idea, warm and fuzzy. You would not take this photo in a freezer. That would just be ridiculous. So, thinking ahead here.
It definitely reminds me of like the bed that you have in Minecraft, where everything is very square, but you still know it's a bed. But
I will note, though, he's worked in a little bit of an angle to it because he's got one additional plank on the right-hand side that slopes down ever so slightly. Now, if that were me, that would make me probably roll out of this bed, even just the slightest angle. But maybe Evan likes a little bit of an incline.
Or maybe it goes up against the wall so that you can be rolled over against the wall, and then you can't roll out of bed. It keeps you in bed.
Cool. All right, let's get some scores in here. Evan also has a row. Evan is one of our regular contestants. This is his third entry in this contest, and he was in the prior contest also. Then we have Isaiah, age 5. The orange guy is all warm and fuzzy in his blankets. Is all warm in his fuzzy blankets. The guys came and told him it's time to fight, but he doesn't want to get out of bed.
just 5 more minutes, guys. Five more minutes. Need a snooze button on the bad guys.
What I think is really funny is, last week we had a lot of the prompt was "Welcome to my secret lair," and I thought we were going to get more of a mix of superhero lair versus supervillain lair. It was 99% supervillain, and everybody,
lair kind of lends itself to welcome to my volcano lair.
Right, exactly. I thought there would have been. I should have used fortress or anyway.
Hideout.
I think everybody really got into this evil villain vibe, and even in warm and fuzzy, Isaiah managed to keep that vibe going.
Although, I mean, being warm and fuzzy in bed, that's a great place to hide from monsters. When you're little,
True.
And there's anything in the room that your imagination says is there, you pull the blankets up, it's okay, you're safe.
Right. This is like
so as long as if you stay in bed, then they can't get you.
Right. That's a good self-talk too. Like, no, I'm in charge of these monsters. They're not in charge of me. I'm staying in bed.
Exactly.
It's cozy.
I like too that his blanket is definitely, a layer above him where there's the bed layer, the
Mhm.
guy, and then the blanket layer above.
And the blanket is
Like that
mounded
was,
slightly.
yeah, it's even mounded where it's like, yeah, there's a person under here.
Mm. Isaiah also included this nice bedside lamp.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice detail. I can't tell what kind of guys these are that are coming for him.
It's a spider helmet.
I guess.
It's been a few years since I bought a new Lego set. I won't lie.
I don't. It has not been a few years since I bought a Lego set. But, it's been several days. But I don't know these guys either. They kind of remind me of one of the people groups in the Wheel of Time that have arachnid type helmets. I don't think there's ever been a Wheel of Time Lego though, so that's not super helpful. I don't know. Well, Isaiah, if you're able to communicate or have your parents send us a message and tell us who on earth these guys are, I am curious to find out because I am confused. But awesome design. All right. Elijah, age 10. Everyone is enjoying a warm fire with the fuzzy dogs.
Oh, there's the fuzzy dogs. I see them.
It took me a second, and I think like this guy, this sort of orc guy here, looks very fuzzy also. I thought that was a fuzzy dog for a second, and then his
Yeah,
face.
that hair looks somewhat more fibrous than your average Lego guy's plastic ka-chunk hair.
What a nice moment. Yeah, just everyone hanging out.
And I love that it's a gathering of all kinds of different people who are just here to enjoy the fire with dogs.
Mm-hmm.
As a dog lover myself, I can identify with that.
I'm with you. I wish
the dogs bring everybody around.
They do. Last week I had my dog right here next to me for the entire judging. I don't know where she is now. I'll be upstairs sleeping. Yeah, we got Minecraft guys, we got old school space guys, and they're cheering too. They're not just like relaxing, enjoying it. They're having a lot of fun.
There's some woohooing, yeah.
I am a little bit nervous about how many weapons are in hand.
There are quite a few. I see crossbow. I see ninja sword. Somebody's got a shield.
I'm going to go ahead and hope that the plan for this fire is we're all peaceful now. Let's throw our weapons into the fire. I'll assume that's what's going on here. That's why we're cheering.
I like that there's Minecraft Legos. I want to get me some Minecraft Legos.
It's kind of on the nose, but I get the appeal.
Yeah.
All right, getting Elijah's scores in here. All right, now we are on to our adult submissions for this week.
Uh-oh.
Submission 1. This is our first entry in this competition that has non-Lego designs. We had some, I believe, some painting, some watercolor, I think, in the spring season. But we've got a whole nother level of artistry happening here. So Lauren says, all right, not many Legos in this Lego build for where you see yourself in 5 years. But Tyler, it is where I will be in 5 years. And I did make the dolls and the couch, and that counts for something, right? And yes, it does count for something.
And they definitely are fuzzy,
No,
even though that's not the adult category.
it is, but it still certainly works in. I'm seeing
Still,
a little bit of resemblance here between one of these characters and my guest judge. There's
there might be some resemblance there between the blonde bearded gentleman.
Right down to the pattern on the shirt and the kilt there. Man, what are the odds? I'm trying to figure out what this couch is made of. Is it fabric stretched over a frame?
I think it is. That's what it looks like.
This curve at the bottom, I don't know if you can see my cursor.
I can.
This curve at the bottom has like a nice artistic wooden leg feel to it. I don't know if that's just the light.
Yeah, not contemporary, but what do you call it? Old school furniture style.
Yeah. I think that's a thing again now. I don't really know, but I get sort of a clawfoot tub leg or church pew kind of thing going.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see that the woman on the couch, who I assume is Lauren, is she's got a leaf, like she's fanning herself.
Yes, relaxing, taking it easy.
Now, so stay with me here. I have a little bit of a theory. I think she might have misinterpreted this from instead of where you see yourself in 5 years to like where do you see yourself 500 years ago.
Yeah, with the horse and the boat and the kilts.
Yeah, and like Rey from Star Wars is here from a long, long time ago in this galaxy, but a long time ago. Fanning yourself with a leaf doesn't feel like a 2025 sort of thing to do.
Not so much. Although the small Rey, that might be an offspring.
Oh snap! I don't know how that never occurred to me.
Who is playing amongst toys strewn about.
That makes sense. So a child dressed as Rey. Aw, that's an adorable notion. That's super cute. Well, now I feel all warm and fuzzy all over again. All right, let's get some scores in here. And our last entry is a team entry. This is our first adult team entry. We've had teams of youth in the past, but this is our first team adult. This is from Heather and Josh with a 19th anniversary trip.
Oh my.
Oh, they did a tablecloth.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
The gingham cloth.
Wow. They are throwing it down hard. Oh my goodness.
It looks so inviting. The croissant and the candle and the goblets.
That is beautiful.
Down by the water.
And they've got so many activities.
Yeah, I see the snorkeling or scuba diving gear and a bucket and a pail, like a sandcastle.
Right? Just hanging out. They got a whole beach figured out. They've got underwater fish and things. They're hiking. I'm assuming this one is Heather because of the H. Could also be Hufflepuff.
I see the white white owl over there in the corner. I would assume that might be a Harry Potter set
I think that might be
piece. What's his name?
Hedwig.
Hedwig. Thank you.
Hedwig. What a noble creature. This looks like a blast.
My grandfather would thoroughly approve of the binoculars for bird watching.
I didn't even see binoculars. Is that what's in your hand?
I see one of them holding the binoculars
there
in the
they are.
hand.
Right, yeah, he has binoculars. She has a camera. And he's holding either a drumstick or like a bag of food or something. Maybe a backpack.
That's his fanny pack, but it's 2025, and you can't wear it around your waist anymore. You got to carry it.
The only piece that confuses me here is I'm trying to figure out these black bricks with the stick sticking out of the top.
Yeah, from the middle photo, it almost looks like it's like a single person with like arms up.
Right. Okay.
But it definitely looks more like plants. Maybe they're in Hawaii, and it's that dark volcanic rock.
Obsidian.
Yeah.
Interesting. Hawaii fits for the wildlife I see here and the activities for sure. I think they're going to Hawaii.
If just going with the black rock inclusion, I'll go with Hawaii, or at least somewhere volcanic.
So my only other interpretation of that is if they found like a giant bird, like an emu or something, and stay with me, and then roasted it over a fire by the feet and held it in too long, and it got burned up, and they were like, and just chucked it in the bushes. And so now we're looking at like a charred emu with its feet sticking
legs sticking out. I like that interpretation.
Yours is maybe a little more romantic, but
there's always an element of comedy about animal legs sticking out of the sand or the rock or whatever. It's very Looney Tunes.
Mm-hmm. Well, awesome job, Heather and Josh. Add a category here for a row for them.
Nice.
So that is all of our submissions for this week. And in a slight change of pace, if you're watching this video now, you'll get a little bit of a head start on the theme for week 4, the final week of this season's competition. The theme is going to be the same for adults and kids. It's what's in your closet. There's a lot of ways to interpret that. I won't go into my speculation now because I don't want to seed any ideas. I want to see where you guys go. But I am excited. I think we're going to get probably some weird things, which is, in my opinion, the best kind of things to get. So, with the magic of editing, I will calculate the scores and announce the result right now. The winner is Josh and Heather with the romantic, possibly Hawaiian excursion and 19th anniversary. So congratulations on what is presumably your 14th anniversary and on plans for the 19th.